Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tasting Tuesday. It was National Tequila Day on Sunday. Me and my wife had some tequila, and to kind of keep with the tequila train going, I'm going to do a tequila this week, and we're going to do Tequila Ocho. Now this is a tequila that I discovered while I was in Texas. My stepsister got married, and her husband, Ryan Hipschman, he introduced me to this tequila. And at the time, I didn't quite know anything about it, and I was like, wow, it's pretty good. And I remember drinking a couple glasses of it, just over some ice with a lime in. And then over the last couple months, I've been really trying to find a great Blanco, like a no-age, clear tequila that can really hold up to being sipped neat, just with no ice, just to sip it, because there are some that are really flavorful, and there are others that are just kind of alcohol-y and not very good. And so this one is probably the best for sipping, and I didn't know it then, but I've made my way back to it. And so we're going to do a little tasting of Tequila Ocho Blanco. Now, not sure how long they age this. I think they can do up to 2 months in a neutral barrel before it's considered a reposado tequila. On the back of the bottle here, it's saying that the agave is harvested at an elevation of 2,000 meters above sea level. It says the agave was an average of 6.5 years at the time of harvest, and the sugar content was above 30%. I'm not going to read what it says for the smell and taste on the back, but let's dive into the tasting. Wow, that agave immediately. This is really, really strong agave flavor, or smell on the nose. I mean, all I'm getting is that cooked, stewed agave. Agave is kind of like a sweet potato texture. It's a little more stringy. It's got some fibers in there that make it kind of tough to eat, but it's got kind of like a sweetness from a sweet potato. It can be a little bit bitter. They basically cook that agave down like we talked about before in the Fortaleza tequila tasting, and then they turn that into kind of like a beer-like solution, and then distill it. It comes out clear, and then you have this agave-flavored tequila that then you can age, or you can put it right in the bottle like this one was. And that's considered Blanco, no age. So these tend to be more like you shoot it with a shot. You throw it over ice with lime. Maybe you mix it in a cocktail. Usually you don't sip Blanco tequila, but this one, the smell is phenomenal. I'm getting a little bit of an earthiness, maybe like a bell pepper. Mainly just that sweet agave, maybe kind of like a little bit of a peach apricot. Let's give it a taste. Wow. I mean, there's an immediate spice to it, like a black pepper or like a cayenne pepper, but it mellows out so soft and quick that it's definitely not an alcohol burn. Like you can feel a little bit of heat. Heat usually refers to how hot it is. Like does it taste alcoholic? A really good tequila shouldn't really have much heat to it. This has a little bit of a spice, a little bit of heat, but it dissipates immediately, and we're definitely getting that agave, that kind of grassy note that's kind of like an herbal, grassy fruit. Peaches, plums, sweet potato. A little bit of that spice, that pepper. There's an amazing sweetness to it. It's very sweet. If you've ever had the agave syrup or the agave nectar that they sell that you can mix with margaritas, or you can use it as a sugar or honey alternative, I'm getting so much of that like sweet agave flavor. It's pretty amazing. I mean, on the notes on the back it says sweet potato, peaches, grilled apples, dried fruit, nuts, roasted almonds. I'm not sure I get the roasted almonds. Sometimes tequila can have a nuttiness to it, like roasted nuts, but I'm not getting that as much here. It says cooked tropical fruits, overripe peaches, light hints of black pepper. Yeah, so like I was saying, there's that pepper and spice. I'm going to add a touch of water to it, just because sometimes the alcohol can be a little bit intense, and just adding a touch of water can really mute down those intense alcohol flavors, and just leave you with the actual flavors of the tequila. Usually this practice is used a lot with whiskey. You definitely want to water whiskey down because it can come in at 45-50%, and it's really hard to taste at that high proof. But tequila doesn't usually need water, but let's see if this mellows it out a bit. Wow, the sweetness has been elevated. Before I was getting kind of like unripe fruit, like that kind of the fruit that's got a little bit of sweetness, but there's also a touch of acidity and bitterness. You add that water and all that fruit just ripened up. I'm definitely getting the sweet potato, the cooked sweet potato, the peaches, the overripe peach, like the peach that's been sitting out that's almost becoming almost rotten. It's like so ripe that it just explodes with that sugar in your mouth. That agave still comes through, that herbal, grassy agave flavor. Wow. I did not expect it to hold up to the water. I thought I would kind of just kill all the flavors, but man, it got really good. There's like a creaminess to it as well. There's like almost like a peach cobbler or a peach pie or peaches with ice cream, peaches and cream. Shout out to the YouTube channel Curiosity Public. They did a blind Blanco tequila tasting, I think a couple weeks ago, maybe it's a couple months ago, and this one actually won the best Blanco tequila. They thought it was a different one, so they didn't suspect this would be the winner, and it was. And after trying it again for the second time here, I mean, this is amazing sipping tequila. I haven't tried the Reposado or Añejo, but the Blanco, it is like perfect. Right out of the still here, you know. They just bottle it right up, and it is super flavorful. So I highly recommend the Tequila Ocho. It's pretty regularly available in Los Angeles. I'm not sure about other parts of the country, but I would definitely try and pick up a bottle if you see it. You could do shots with this. You could do cocktails. You could throw it over ice with a lime, but I think probably the best way to enjoy this is just neat. Fantastic. I'm going to give this because it's a Blanco and because it was so surprising, I'm going to give this a 9.1 out of 10. I love tequila, so I'm going to lean, a higher score for, tequila than I would some other spirits, but this is phenomenal. And I see this, I think it's under $40 or around $40. And so I think this is a must-have for your bar. This is super versatile. I think a lot of the score in that comes down that you can do shots, you can do cocktails, you can even sip it. So this is kind of a one bottle does it all, and I highly recommend Tequila Ocho. We'll see you guys here back next week for another tasting.